been no consequence for me.
Yeah.
The dude they call Wack, he got that deal because he met those people through one person, me. Wouldn't have been no consequence for me.
Yeah.
The dude they call Wack, he got that deal because he met those people through one person, me.
Suge Knight goes in on Wack 100, man. He goes crazy on Wack. He responds to Wack about everything that Wack has said about him. Y'all know Wack 100 has been going off on Suge Knight for a long time, especially when Wack 100 said he paid for the funeral of Suge's mother. So Suge got really mad, started to expose Wack 100 about a few things, including how they met, what he did at death row, and so forth. Now, if y'all know, there was a picture that was going around where Wack was in a car and Suge Knight was the driver. So a lot of people didn't know the connection between Wack and Suge. They was clowning Wack, for being the passenger or whatever, I don't know. But there was a picture that Suge Knight responds to that picture, talks about why Wack was his passenger, why they was even having dealings with each other. But Suge has some strong words for Wack 100, y'all, and Reggie. But check it out, y'all.
Of you in the car, and I'm driving, and you and me in the car. Look at me in the car. Wack, we should never have nothing bad to talk about. You win with the mouthpiece. We supposed to deal with this in the same motherfucking room, nigga. But you want to post a picture, as Buck tells me, and sends it to get it sent to me, of you in the car, and I'm driving, and you on the one side. And one time you ever been in my car, probably. And you say, look, I'm not the driver. No, you couldn't be the driver. Your feet ain't long enough. Your legs ain't long enough to match the gas pedal. If you can see my whole body and me. Only thing they can see from you is your little head. That's how short you is. All the short niggas want to get on me. I'm not going to pick on them little kids. But back to you. Let's start this all over again. So, y'all say I got AIDS. I know I don't. I'll tell you what. Wouldn't have been no consequence for me.
Yeah.
The dude they call Wack, he got that deal because he met those people through one person, me. There's another dude named James Williams goes around and says he knows this, he knows that. Come on, James. Hood business is hood business. You didn't move to the hood till later on. You from South Central. We ain't gonna be all that little arguing back and forth. They ain't gonna be my style. Like I said, when I was on the street, same motherfucker was out there and they had nothing to say. Now all of a sudden I'm doing time. They think it's 28 years. They say, oh, every person got an opinion. Everybody got something to say. But I promise you, I'll be there when I get there. You know I'm gonna pull up. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go and say, okay, you a bitch and all that. Just express yourself better. I mean, Wack drove truck right from the valley. But I think it's great he got his platform to get some bread for his family, but enjoy your family. All this extra shit, arguing with everybody, speaking on politics you know nothing about, trying to put the next person down. That'll make you no motherfucking gangster. Matter of fact, y'all on the street. James and you is arguing, you and this person arguing, the ring in front of TV and pay-per-view and squabble up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I'm 335, 340 in shape. I'm with all the bullshit. There's a constant conversation about it because it's like it's people that say they from my neighborhood that really wasn't from my neighborhood. Like we got a dude named James, and he speak on with Reggie all the time, and he said he was a day one. Definitely wasn't day one. Definitely didn't go to school with us. And the reason why a lot of people didn't go to school because back in those days it was way more Crips than it was for our road. You can go and stand on your own, but you have to really be able to stand on your own. And, for James to make all these allegations about he couldn't go to elementary school because the Crips was going to come to school and get him, he was a Crip. Number two, Crips didn't come in my neighborhood and do that type of shit. Everybody stood their own, hung on their own. And, I could see he's doing this because, they lived in a garage. No running water on drugs. But the thing that gets me the most is people want to say something about Pac. He never worked for me.
in our club. You hung outside getting $50 to get somebody to front of the line. That's how you hustle. We wouldn't know it. I'm inside or I'm not there yet. But you said TPD drives into my club in the Southside Crips. And you told everybody Southside Crips just left the club. First of all, who would you tell? No one. Second of all, if you say that it's got to Orlando Anderson, it's got beat up, why you didn't say that? Anderson, it's got beat up, why you didn't say that? Why you didn't do that? But once again, you knew all this because you said that your baby mama best friend Paula and your baby mama, you live in the Southside Crip neighborhood with your baby mama. Your daughter from over there, but she want to go on these shows and lie and keep changing your story. Now, since you knew they was putting money on CRACKHEAD or my head or anybody else, but you never told no one. Now, Reg, I'm divorced, and he was a cop. Your whole family was cops or probation officers. Nothing wrong with that. And I don't have nothing against none of you people. I'm not going to bring up who stole and who lied on me. Don't care, because it's not about trying to put you down. Now, I'm going to give you some credit. You wore a street that's slicker than James. Reg, you can never be the type of cop James is. James is a way better cop than you. He done sent more months to the penitentiary from the hood than anybody. The west, down south, everybody added some, regardless who it is, because if we don't always see the eye to eye, never had nothing to do with hip-hop for no one. But they want to attack, they want to attack, they want to attack.
I guess his fault. Wack always had a head on the shoulder for business, and not just, we used to have a term, it's a derogatory term, and then Suge used to call, it actually was stunt dummies. We used to call, and he wasn't a stunt dummy. And that was a word that Suge, take the stunt dummies to this, take the stunt dummies to this. And
okay. Now, when you listen to Reggie, or what Pac calls him, pork butt, this stupid motherfucker put his foot in his mouth. Yeah, it's true. One of the people that told me, let me hear what he said about me letting him know to tell Wack that they was on his head, somebody close to him. And he was like, oh man, you don't want to see him dead, huh? I'm a man of God. You don't want to see no one dead. I believe somebody can get their ass whipped, but I don't believe what's called power to call those shots and see who lives and dies. Only God should be able to do that. So I don't play those games. So yeah, I gave him a heads up, even though Wack did a whole bunch of lying and said a lot of shit to try to make himself look famous. At the end of the day, I did give him fat pork butt heads up and tell him, don't get crossed up. Number one. Number two, whatever I say once, I can say twice. When he should play the whole audio, or did you erase that part back? Where you said, well, I said, even though the motherfucker lied, Wack lied and said he had to pay for my mother's funeral, and I came and asked him, what's the lie? Did he throw some change? Okay, yeah, but nobody needed his shit. He said, well, you never said nothing about his mother being a crackhead. I said, I leave people's mothers out of this. Even though he crossed the line, Wack crossed the line and mentioned my mother, I'm not going to go and say Wack's mother's a crackhead. And Pork Butt, the one was like, yeah, we all know she's a crackhead. She was put in baskets. I said, I'm not going to talk about people's mother.
right.
I'm not going to get to the point and say where his name come from or who acts like who. I ain't shooting no shots at this dude, but I know he's going to be mad anyway, say something. Whatever the fuck you say, Wack say. I put the context with you, a lot of motherfuckers to be behind bars. Speak on my mother.
So you saying you ain't got the money to bury your mother? He like I'm a little short. How short? He like I'm tapped out.
So Wack, we ain't gonna get into all that bullshit you talking. We ain't gonna get into no pissing contest. We already know the real on that shit.
My company, Fifth Amendment Entertainment, paid for his mother's funeral, which is me.
Shit, I could have sold one car. My mother had money before she passed away. Injured. So when somebody said they want to help out and pay for a funeral and contribute, nobody don't ask them the next mother If they volunteer, oh well, because a lot of them call us saying, what could they do?
Suge was flat broke. He was sleeping on the couch in the Devil Lanes, the homie G Down and Mondoose, sleeping on their couch in the gutter. If y'all really think about it, y'all be caught up there prior to. Think about it. What type of music mogul is catching a case for beating a prostitute on the Las Vegas? So I bro, when Suge went to jail, what kind of car he was driving? A pickup truck.